Now, we know from reports over the last few months that insiders with Donald Trump, advisors, people close to him, they've been warning him, do not pick Marjorie Taylor Greene to be your running mate. It's been rumored, of course, that she is on the shortlist. However, Trump revealed his shortlist this week and, no Greene. But his advisors tell him that's a very stupid idea. She doesn't appeal to anybody outside of her district. That's going to be political poison if you do that. But Greene is not deterred. Because, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene in an interview she gave this past week to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, it's not necessarily the vice presidency that she's after. No, she has her eyes on a much different prize. Here is what Greene told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution during that interview. I'd be honored to serve President Trump and his next administration in any capacity that he asks me, but I'm certainly particularly interested in Homeland Security. I think it's the top issue in the country. Okay, well, voters disagree with you. They don't think immigration and all that is actually the top issue. The top issue, of course, is the preservation of democracy itself. The economy is up there. Immigration a few months ago actually was number one, but it has now fallen, so it's not the top issue facing the country. So Greene, who's in her second term in Congress, okay? Her second term. This is the start of her fourth year in the House of Representatives, right? The lower body. So she is not an experienced politician. She didn't even come from a political background that she built upon. She just straight up went to the House, spent 2 years not even on a committee. So she doesn't really have a whole lot of political experience. I would put my 20 years in political media as more experience than she has in 3 years as a lawmaker. So why does Greene think that she's even qualified to be the Secretary of Homeland Security? Oh, don't worry. She has an answer for that, too. Coming from a background in an executive position, I feel very strongly about being capable for that role. You owned a gym. So are you saying, Marjorie, that every gym owner in the United States, by virtue of owning a gym, is qualified to be the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security that not only oversees the borders in the United States, but is in charge, in fact, of all counterterrorism operations conducted by the United States? You owned a gym, therefore you're an expert in counterterrorism and monitoring terrorist threats. I don't see how the pieces of that puzzle fit together. Like, yeah, I used to tell people in my CrossFit gym, to lift weights this way, so obviously I can take on ISIS. What? How? What are you going to challenge ISIS to an arm wrestling contest? See who can do the most pull-ups? Whoever loses has to go away forever? That's not a qualification. And prior to owning your gym, you worked at a construction company that was actually owned by your mommy and daddy. So you're a bit of a Nepo baby. And also, no offense to any gym owners or construction workers out there, but working in the office at a construction company does not give you any qualifications whatsoever to be in charge of the entire Department of Homeland Security for the United States of America. This individual is absolutely delusional. And the worst part is, if Donald Trump gets back in office, she's going to get that position. Because she wasn't saying this to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, even though that's who she said it to. She's saying this to Donald Trump. She is letting him know that I don't need to be vice president. You give me Homeland Security and all is good. That is a horrifying thought that unfortunately could very easily become a reality by this time next year.